Sometimes the oldest stories have the most powerful lessons. Today, we're going to dive into one of those timeless fables that really gets you thinking about strength and, well, humility. It's a simple story about a huge elephant and some tiny little ants, and it perfectly illustrates what happens when pride is left to run wild.
So the story kicks off with this one simple line, but man, it tells you everything you need to know. We immediately get a picture of our main character, this elephant who isn't just big, he's proud. And right away we see the problem. He's a bully. And notice that word, constantly. This isn't a one-off bad day, it's a habit, a destructive pattern.
So let's break this first part down. The central issue here is pretty obvious, right? You've got this elephant with all this incredible power, all this strength, but he uses it without an ounce of kindness for anyone smaller or weaker than him.
And he gets specific, too. This wasn't just random acts of meanness. No, he would deliberately go to the ants' home, their anthill, and just terrorize them with his trunk. It's such a raw display of just pure dominance.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. On one side, you have the elephant. He's proud, strong, even laughing while he's bullying. And on the other side, the ants. They're small, helpless, crying, completely threatened. The power imbalance is just massive, which makes what the elephant is doing feel so much worse.
But like in any good story, there's always a turning point. And in this one, it's that amazing moment when the ones who seem totally powerless decide, you know what? Enough is enough. This is where the smallest creatures decide to fight back.
And this is the moment that sets everything else in motion. After being pushed around again and again, the ants make a choice together. They're done crying, they're done being victims, they're going to take action and teach this big, proud elephant a lesson he is never, ever going to forget.
And their plan is just brilliant because it's so simple. They take what everyone sees as their biggest weakness, their tiny size, and turn it into their most powerful weapon. They don't try to fight a strength with strength. Nope, they're smarter than that. They go right for his biggest vulnerability, the very same trunk he was using to hurt them.
Okay, so the ants put their plan into action, and the result? Well, it's immediate. This is the moment where the elephant's massive pride slams right into a very, very painful reality.
And wow, does it have an impact? The same powerful elephant who was just laughing at their pain is now brought completely to his knees by the smallest things he could imagine. He's totally helpless, just howling. The whole power dynamic we saw at the beginning, it's been completely flipped on its head.
But see, it's not just about the physical pain. This is a huge aha moment for him. For the very first time, the elephant is forced to feel what it's like to be helpless, to see the world from the perspective of the creatures he hurt. It finally clicks. He realizes what he's done wrong.
And that realization, it leads straight to action. He doesn't just sit there feeling sorry for himself. He owns up to it. He actually apologizes. And get this, he doesn't just say sorry to the ants. He apologizes to all the other animals he ever pushed around with his pride.
So, this all leads us to the final and really the most important part of the story, the takeaway. What is the ultimate lesson we're supposed to get from this powerful little fable?
Well, the core lesson here is all about humility. And humility isn't about being weak. It's the exact opposite. It's about having the strength to recognize when you're wrong. It's about understanding that real power, true strength, is measured by how you treat other people, especially those who can't fight back.
So, when you boil it all down, the moral of the story is pretty simple, really. First, be humble. Second, treat absolutely everyone with kindness, no matter how big or small they are. And maybe most importantly, if you have strength, use it to protect people, not to hurt them.
And that's what I want to leave you with today. The ants were so small, but because they had the courage to act together, they created this massive change in their world. It really makes you think, doesn't it? In our own lives, what are the small acts of courage that could end up creating the biggest, most important changes?